Loungtastic. Lounge it up. Relax. To hear what others think of the show, head over to Facebook.com, official Loungtastic. To follow us on social media, head over to Loungtastic.com to see our social media links. And for more about the shows as they air, and to see bonus episodes, become a premium member over at patreon.com/Loungtastic. Welcome back to the Loungtastic Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're on podcast number 24. $1 Million Listing, Season 10, Episode 4. Just wanted to give a quick review here. I was super excited this season came out because I wasn't even sure if it was going to make it. Usually it comes out in September, and I'm like, yeah! $1 Million Listings back on. Woo, 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 woo. So this year it came out just after, and I was like, cool. So October was the lucky time. It had to make its way behind some other scheduled programming on the Bravo network. And it starts out with Josh on his Dovetail Best Listing, reminding us that Josh had to fight hard to get this listing, and boy, did he ever have to climb an uphill battle. After our preview that starts out the episode, we go to Tracy, and she is driving in a location that she calls adjacent to Hancock Park. She's saying, it's nice, it's good, there's a lot of art galleries, there's a lot of restaurants. Although it's a safe area, I wouldn't leave my windows down after 8. And then that is kind of weird because as real estate agents, we have to say certain things like if somebody asks us if a neighborhood is safe, we have to say, the most we could say is, it's safe for me. We cannot ever say, oh yes, this neighborhood is safe, because if something happens, we're responsible. We are introduced to Tracy's friend of 7 years, a developer named Bradley, and this is his first time flipping a house. So they're looking around the house, and he's showing her different areas, different ideas on how he could show and entertain guests from different areas, from the side of the dining room, from the side of the kitchen a little bit, and then we take a step outside. We see a beautiful pool, we see beautiful landscaping, architecture of the building, and then they point out the view from the backyard, and what do we see? A big black bag hanging from the telephone pole. And we hear Tracy say, we hear Bradley say, on a clear day, you can definitely see downtown. And right away Tracy replies, someone's laundry is hanging on the telephone pole? Oh, I added that to give it some charm. So going along, reading the comments on Facebook, and it looks like a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Josh Flagg. It looks like people are saying that he's pretentious. That's the comment I see. Comment after comment after comment. Well, yeah, that's Beverly Hills. But one thing we have to ask ourselves is, where is his head at? And when we saw the episode where he says, oh, well, I have to go to the valley, I've watched it from the beginning, and I can see that Josh Flagg is being sarcastic. He's kind of being silly, being kind of arrogant. It comes off that way, but I have to have that mindset to work with the kind of Hollywood clients that you have to work with. To all you out there saying that Josh is pretentious and arrogant, I guarantee if he was sitting right here, he'd agree with you. He'd say, yeah, I am. He did have a lot of influence from his family. Grandma Edith, I love her story. I love how she got the silk over here and she made millions in the clothing line and all that stuff. Josh Flagg kind of has an in with all the family friends. Some people have claimed that he's living in a plastic world. Well, maybe.
All right, well, Lawrence, it sounds like you're a big fan of the show, aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
You've been watching $1 Million Listings for a while. So, hey, why don't you tell our fans a little bit about $1 Million Listings before we get into the episode?
$1 Million Listing is a show where we see the highest agents in the industry around the area of Los Angeles, and they are selling or representing the buyer of properties that are high-end and just absolutely at the best, top of the line, anything that you can imagine, limited only by nothing. The sky's the limit.
Wow. These are the top performing real estate agents in the Los Angeles area.
So Tracy is going around an area that she describes as adjacent to Hancock Park.
Are you talking about the Bradley, the development?
Right, and she's saying, although it's a safe area, I wouldn't leave my windows open after 8.
Tracy looks like the kind of lady who locks her windows when she drives through neighborhoods she doesn't know where she is. Which I'm not saying is a bad idea.
Yeah, and agents are supposed to say, if they feel an area is safe, they're supposed to say, I feel like this area is safe for me.
There you go. You don't go, I wouldn't leave my back door open after 8. Well, there is a Puerto Rican family down the street, but I haven't talked to them yet.
So we are introduced to this developer named Bradley. This is his first...
Well, Lawrence, it is a pleasure to meet you. I'm just the faintest little southern flower, and I am in love with real estate.
Spot on. He says, this is my first time flipping a house.
It's my first time.
So they're going through the house, and he's like, this is a nice area by my kitchen. You can see if you're entertaining guests, you can easily move about. And this is a good area. You know, it's an open bar here. Cool area for feeding your guests should they become hungry.
Yeah. Or cooking your guests should they become tasty.
There you go. There you go. And they move their way outside, and he's trying to sell her on the idea that there is a great view of downtown Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. This view. This was the money view, right?
So what we see here is a telephone pole with wires, and on these wires is a giant black bag, and we don't know, it's a mystery exactly why there's a black bag on these wires.
It's a mystery bag. It's what's behind door number 2.
There you go. So
what are your guesses? What's that there? How did that get there? What's the story behind this black bag? How can they reveal such a mystery and quickly skim over it? I was surprised.
I think he likes to have his dinner guests be like, oh, there's a black bag. And he's like, you have 3 guesses as to what it is. But if you don't guess correctly on the 3rd guess, you become my dinner.
This man's a cannibal now.
On a clear day, you can definitely see downtown Los Angeles. And then she looks and she's like, is someone's laundry hanging on the telephone pole wire?
Yeah, someone's drying their laundry on a telephone pole.
Yeah.
Good God. No, dude, clearly that's where the neighborhood people buy and sell drugs. It's obvious.
That's funny.
It's quite obvious that that's the drug meetup, and he knows. That's probably where that real estate agent picks up his cocaine. He's like, oh, the Black Rug, I know where this is.
It's like, welcome to meet you.
Right under the black. You know that house I'm going to be representing in about a week and so? There's a Black Rug, like about a block over. And yeah, that's what I wanted to be. All right.
That's so funny, dude.
That's one of the guys that gives him an offer, right?
Oh, yes, he is. The cocaine man is one of the guys. But he didn't sound like that. He just sounded like a little...
Dude, I swear. You see him, like, twitch his nose. I mean, you step outside of the house. There's a big black rug. It's where George W. gets his cocaine. Trust me, I know.
Best cocaine you'll ever find.
Best cocaine this side of Long Beach.
Believe me.
Believe you me. Believe me you me. Best coke. The best. Big league cocaine. Only.
So Bradley looks at Tracy and says, I want 1.6. And she's like, no. And he's like, no. He's like... So Bradley looks at Tracy and says, I want 1.6.
$1.6 million.
And Tracy's like, that reminds me of a one-night stand. I have not done it, but it's what I've heard of. It's what I've been told.
It's because it's their first time together, right?
Yeah.
When it's your first time together, you really don't know each other's bodies yet, and everyone's kind of nervous but excited at the same time for what's to be.
Yep.
Looking ass, dude. Who the hell compares developers? She's like, it's just like a one-night stand. Not that I've ever had a one-night stand, but from what I've heard, this is exactly like a one-night stand. What's a one-night stand? Is that the thing that's right by your bed that you put water on? I'm not sure. That's my impression of that chick. It's gonna take a while for me to...
Alright, so we move on to David and James here, and David says, we're gonna focus all our attention on the small valley vista, and we're gonna throw this huge, extravagant open house.
We're gonna throw this huge, extravagant open house. Open house.
We're gonna focus all our attention on the small valley vista by throwing a big open house.
By throwing the biggest party we can.
Hip, hip. Most people don't even spend $35,000 on a wedding.
On their wedding. We're gonna have tea. We're gonna have crumpets. We're gonna have fish and chips.
Swimmers.
DJ. Disc jockeys. We're gonna have rock and roll. We're gonna have... me mom's gonna be there.
Oh, okay.
Oi. The Queen.
The Queen's gonna be there? I don't know about that.
Queen might be there.
Damn it, David. What the hell you been smoking?
Well, I did tell her. I told her. Alright, so you get to be James and I'm David. That's the deal?
Yes.
Awesome.
We have buyers from Encino.
Hey, yes. Well, far and long. I don't think that's the saying. Far and long.
Alright, so then we move on to Joe and Irina.
Wait, can we backtrack?
Yeah, sure.
This is James and David's episode is about this big Valley Vista house that they really want to sell, and they're throwing this big open house.
Yeah.
Sorry. What did I write? I didn't even look what I wrote. Hey, you know what I was thinking about? Is how they kind of co-list all their listings together.
Yeah, they do.
Most of all their listings, I feel like are co-lists basically because there's two of them at all times.
David and James?
Yeah.
Yes, they work together. They're a team.
It's kind of weird because you see co-listings are kind of rare with everybody else.
Yeah, and the other people, they don't co-list quite as much, but these guys have teamed up and they kind of lean on each other for help, and I think it's a really good thing.
James, we're just two British people in America. We're gonna need each other's help. We're gonna need each other's help, John. You're gonna have to teach me how to play guitar.
Joe is like... they're getting ready to see some houses here with Josh Altman, and Joe is like...
No, we need a big entry for this one.
I love gold!
Yeah, you have to do the same transition. Like, the show does transitions. That's fine. I know where I am, but I know that we're really behind.
So go ahead. What kind of tradition do you want to do?
Transition.
Josh, alternate man.
That's right. Josh and his big personality are the center of this episode, and they're selling the biggest house. The biggest prices this episode are handled by Josh Altman.
Yeah.
His best friend Joe, and this one chick that keeps hanging out with Josh's husband. Irina.
Yeah.
She keeps hanging out. Josh and Joe are clearly married and very deeply in love. And then there's this big boobed blonde lady who keeps hanging out with Joe and keeps telling him what to do. Who is that lady?
I think they call her Irina.
Irina. Is she his wife? Did I get that? Did I read that wrong? Are Josh and Joe not married?
Joe and Irina are definitely married.
Okay. They're the ones that are married. But that's cool. Joe and Irina are from somewhere we know very well, and that is Sweet Home Chicago. Josh and Irina are residents of the 312.
Right.
And they're looking to buy a house in LA, and apparently they've been looking for it for a while. And Josh is the man to let them in on the City of Angels.
Josh lets us know that he met Joe at a Chicago Rolls-Royce dealership, and since then they became good friends. And Josh has mentioned that he has bought 2 Rolls-Royces in his life, and he can't remember the last time he was in a Rolls-Royce. And then he says, oh, wait a minute. Remember Heather, my pregnant wife?
Man, I haven't been in the back of a Rolls Royce since I put a baby in my wife.
Oh, he spelled it out for you.
Man, I haven't been in the back of a Rolls Royce since I was in the back of the Rolls Royce impregnating my wife.
With my penis.
Oh no, she's pregnant!
Oh, man.
Oh no, she's pregnant! Oh no, I came with my wife in the back of a Rolls Royce. Now I'm gonna have to sell this Rolls Royce. Oh no, she's pregnant!
Oh my god.
Love Aziz Ansari, dude. I love that guy. His stand-up comedy I thought was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
But I got into him later, like after he was famous.
Yeah.
I can tell. I know, like, when you watch somebody in 2007 and you're like, haha, this is so funny, and then 2011 rolls around and you're like, wow, this guy's kind of not went the way I thought he was. But the people that just got on the train are gonna like him. But you're the guy that's been listening to him for like 10 years.
A lot of weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, that's why I think you have to change with your favorite performers.
Yeah.
You have to be able to carry on transition with them.
To adapt, yeah.
But I like Aziz Ansari. I thought he was really funny. You know who's gonna be hard to carry a transition for? Is Louis C.K. How do you feel about him now, right?
Ooh, it's a little bit different. You're like, all those jokes meant something different now.
Like, every time he was talking about masturbating in front of people, he was being serious.
It's like, it's funny. Oh, he's a comedian. He's making jokes. Oh, now he really was masturbating in front of women that had no desire to see that. Josh Altman is showing around in West Hollywood, Sunset Plaza. He's got a $5.9 million vintage lighting. Rare.
Oh yeah.
It's only 5 houses in the world.
These lights are from the 1960s. Only 5 made it out. They made a bunch in the 60s. I'm not telling you that they're rare. Look, listen, because I'm a good real estate agent, and you need to listen to me when I talk, because my name is Josh Altman. And when they made all these lights in the 60s, there's only 5 left. The 60s were crazy. Ask your wife. I was born in 1965. Yeah. She was born in 1865. She's made it to the 260s.
Oh, they're holding her together with staples.
No, she seems like a very youthful. I like her. She fitted naturally in the environment of being on a real estate show.
Right.
She like every time they gave her the cue, they just gave her a good old finger point.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, now I should fight with my husband.
Okay, we make argument time now. Okay, and then Josh Altman says, everything is done to the nines, which is something I've heard him say countless times. Every time. You know, if he said it one time, that's cool, but he says it about everything. I saw him once try to sell Snoopy's doghouse, and he said everything is done to the nines. And all it was like a little red doghouse.
Wow. But you know, that's just how you sell. You called it something. What'd you call it? It's like a real estate term, puffing.
It's called puffing, yeah.
It's when you puff air into something.
It's in all of business. If you're trying to sell your business, it's called business speak. Puffing is 100% legal. You could say, this is the best view in all of Chicago, and you can't get in trouble for saying that.
You puff it. You just take... It's like when you stretch out the edge of the balloon to make it easier to blow air. Business speak, dude. What is this, 1984?
When I was a boy, I tried business speak. It was 1929, and the phones were out of the children's hands, and the attention was given. So Josh says, this is kind of like a test drive. Joe doesn't know it yet, but he is test driving this house. And he's like, Joe, gold bathroom.
Uh-huh.
So then Irina looks at Joe, and she says, Joe, this is the house.
This is the house, Joe.
I like it. I like
it.
this house. There's another house that would suit me.
I feel it so much, Joe. It's like they walk outside to the money view, which I thought it was so cool that it was the last thing you show the people because it is what you're selling, is what they always say. And he walks them out to the view, and he goes, how do you feel? Josh and his big, grandiose personality. How do you feel?
Yeah.
And Irene is just completely taken aback. She's loved the house so much, and she now loves the view, and she's all, I love it. I love it so much, Josh. You give me the tingles. If I had any real nerve endings left, I would be getting the tingles.
Oh.
And Joe is looking at her like, this is the woman I married? Stop your emotions. Stop your emotions, Irene. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing Lithuania. He's actually, I think, I've been trying to figure out what country Joe is from. And I'm pretty sure he's from South America, probably. So the big open house, the or as I like to call it, James's wedding. You are now cordially invited to James marrying you to this house.
And James is like, my daughters are never getting married, ever. Oh, shoot, a little bit fast, yeah.
My daughter, I'm going to spend more on my open houses than I will on my daughter's weddings. Because they're never getting married.
There was never going to be another marriage in my
life. I'm never going to another wedding again to anybody I'm related to. That's the last wedding. The last wedding to a person I'm related to that I went to was my own. I'm never going to another wedding again. I'm never spending money on a wedding. My daughters, they're not getting married. But the big open house comes around and everything goes off without a hitch. There's great food. There's all the drinks. The house is succeeding. The house is garnering attention like it's supposed to.
It's as 10 key as it gets. 2,500 square feet, a theta room. Holy shit, bro!
The guy. How many kids do you have?
2.
You have 8 kids. You have 16 kids. Double them up in each room. How many kids?
Hey, yo, Becky, we're gonna have to crank out 6 more.
Hey, Becky, I'm gonna keep pumping that. That's funny. Holy shit, bro.
Get your tubes ready there.
Holy shit. I got 8 kids. Hey, Becky, this guy said we should have 8 kids. But with a stroke of luck, James runs into a possible buyer, a person that tells him that she's been showing her buyers around town and they've been looking at over 35 houses and they still haven't found a good house.
House number 2. House number 2 has a terrace that unfolds from the master bedroom. Beautiful. I thought that was awesome. To wake up in the morning and to just walk out and to just see Los Angeles and be like, I own this city.
It's my city. They meet Marissa, the person who's holding the keys, I'm guessing. She's the person representing the seller. Marissa, the seller representative. They come in and she says hi to Irene, but then she boosts the man. She goes, "Hello, Joe. Welcome to your new home."
And this house happens to be 6,888,000. And they're like, okay, we'll go on to house number 3. And so they roll up, and they're on the house at Doheny, and it is listed for $5.4 million. And Josh is like, yo, you never seen this before. Snaps his finger, fireplace turns on.
I've never seen a fire. Well, what is that, fire? I've never seen that before.
Side of the fireplace is all lit up. It's like, whoa, it wasn't supposed to be that bright. That's because the side of the building's on fire. Let me get the extinguisher. Al Pacino comes out and he says, hey, you know, the shower's pretty big. You could probably dispose of some bodies in the shower. It's so damn big.
Joe's like, that's a great idea, Al Pacino.
So Josh looks over at Joe and says, that shower's just big enough for your fucking ego.
Oh, that's too funny.
And then Joe grabs him and says, yeah, motherfucker. And then Josh reminds him, listen, do you know where you're at? These are the bird streets. This is a great investment. You'll make all your money back and more.
Well, you know, I like money. You know what my favorite duck is? His name is Scrooge McDuck. It is my favorite duck of all time. I want to one day swim in gold coins. So I'm glad that you mentioned the value to me because I love value.
There's a stranger out to find you. So Irina says, make up your mind, Joe. First you want to buy, and you already want to resell?
Babe, first you want to buy it, and then you want to sell it like it's a house or something, or a car, or something that you buy and sell. What's your problem? Make up your mind.
And Joe flexes his dick muscle in front of Josh and his wife, and he says,
baby, shut up your mouth.
Shut up your face when you're speaking to me. Wedding Crasher style. And then we are transitioned to Tracy's Kenminster listing. And she says, Kenminster is designed for a younger hot couple. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-tag people's photos, rehash, redistribute the photos as one does on Instagram.
What are you kids up to these days?
You're always redistributing your photos Hey, could you redistribute that photo of me?
So we're going to take pictures of the house, and then we're going to redistinguish them online on the Instagram. Isn't that what you say? On Instagram, or is it in Instagram? I never know these days.
I can't keep up with everything. You know, it's like the owls and the hooting. You guys are on Twitter hooting out what you're doing. You think that's safe? You think it's safe for you to hoot exactly where you are and what you are doing at any given time?
Anyways, you should just hoot out that we're going to sell a house and see who lands on our tree or whatever the hell. But no, she wants to, like... She clearly understands the concept of social media. It's not that hard to grasp.
Yeah.
But she does say retagging, which is not a real thing.
Retagging.
She says, yeah, we'll just tag
That's
the picture
right.
and
Yes.
retag it. Hashtag retag.
Can you retag me in that picture?
I will. Her and her assistant Erica are having a good old time trying to sell this house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what we have here is we see James, and he's meeting with his British mother. And
Hello, this is me mum. Hello, I'm James's mother. She's more like, hello, I'm James's mother. Could I have a glass of wine, please? Mom, it's 9:30 for God's sake. Oh, well, can I have a small glass of wine, please? And me crumpets.
Can I smoke a... Mother, this is West Hollywood Hills. You offend everybody, including this...
I'm sorry, miss, this is America, land of the free. You can't smoke in here. What? Okay, well, I'll have a glass of wine then, please.
Mother, I haven't drank in 8 years. That's why I have James.
David. I lean on him the same way you lean on alcohol. I love David. Well, I understand. I love alcohol. Yeah, I know you do, Mom. I know you do. But they have a great dinner. Everybody eats a salad. The British as fuck.
Wonderful.
Everybody has a salad. Chef Matt comes out. Here are your salads.
Chef Matt, the Caesar salad is amazing.
Thank you.
We wanted something that blew us out of the water, and as you can see, we are no longer in the water. We are on dry land.
God damn it, Matt.
Oh,
Did you just give those Brits a Caesar salad?
Captain, what are you doing here? I thought you were captain of the Valor ship. What are you doing as the general manager of this restaurant?
I just want to see more from Matt, so I want to see him work hard, like you. I want to see you work hard, James. Big James ends up getting all the phone calls he needs. He gets all the phone calls. He gets a call from somebody who he dodges. He's like, yeah, I'll call you back in 30 minutes. But then, what calls him? The money. When the money calls and you have to pick up and it's the bag and you go, hello, bag. And the bag goes, hey, James, we just accepted your offer on Big Vista for full asking price. And he goes, oh my God. Well, this is James's mother. I'll tell him the good news.
Do you know how much happier I would have been if you didn't answer that phone call? Actually, Mother, I was just thinking about that, and I actually place your happiness right below real estate for me.
Somebody called me, and I realized I was about to make $130,000. And then I took I took your happiness, my mother, my dear mom, and I picked up the phone and I went, hello? Yes, give me the money. Yeah, but he closes the deal. What an awesome thing to see that he closes the Big Vista house for $5.975 million.
He did a good job.
Full ask price. He gets the offer that
That's
the guy
awesome.
wanted.
Yeah.
And this far in the episode, we don't know whether or not there's one more there's one more speed bump in the road, which is talking to Evan, the owner of the Big Vista house, and they don't know whether or not he's gonna say yes. But this far in the episode, we're pretty ecstatic for James because we know that he just got the offer and it's the exact offer that the seller wanted.
Yes.
And the big caveat is he's got to do it before 5 p.m. It's like Die Hard.
Oh, that is crazy. Flashback to Joshua Altman. Josh meets with Joe and Irina at a car show. A pretty hot car show.
Yeah, I would say so. I thought it's nothing like no car show I've been to.
Yeah, I saw a Lincoln Continental, which was fantastic, beautiful, refurbished. Outer body shell looks amazing.
They look great, beautiful cars, exotic, all American, but maybe there's some foreigns, but I don't know.
I didn't notice it.
I didn't see any of the models. They didn't really make a big hullabaloo.
No.
But it was a beautiful car show. Irene was dressed in this really sexy tight dress.
Yeah.
These beautiful colors, and Josh shows up with a Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
And Joe is like still wearing a suit or something.
Yeah.
Too funny, man.
There wasn't a obvious dress code for this meeting.
No, I like Josh's look of leisure.
Definitely.
The Hawaiian shirt fitted the environment of a car show. You know, cars, Hawaiian shirts, big fake boobs. It all went together pretty well.
Definitely. So Josh asks Joe, "Hey, you know, what kind of offer do you want to make on these on one of these houses?" And Joe's like, "Well, actually, I want to make an offer on both."
I want to make offer 2 houses.
And then Josh is like, "Whoa!
You're gonna buy 2 houses?
2? And
No,
okay.
Josh, I'm not going to buy 2 houses.
Okay, so how much of a reduction are we talking here? Couple $100, parking pass worth what are we talking?
$1 million less each house.
Josh craps his pants at this point.
Shits, you can see it.
But you can't see it because the Hawaiian brown is like
The same color brown.
same color brown.
Same color doo-doo brown that he gets away with it, actually.
So Josh Altman flashes in front of him. He shows Sunset is listed at 5.9, and what they're going to offer is 4.9, and for Duhini, it's listed at 5.4, and they're offering it 4.49.
Yeah.
So this is kind of crazy. This is a big price difference.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
From a listing agent perspective, it's kind of like, man, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to lowball us?
Lowballing us.
And a lot of times we see that the other agent's like, F you, get away from me.
That's right. You're going to lose me a whole $1 million? That's wild.
So they're sitting there watching the car show. Josh
on the phone.
checks his phone. For the first one that comes in for Sunset, he says, we have an accepted offer at 5.4. And then Joe and his wife are high-fiving each other, and then Duhini comes in at 4.950. No negotiation whatsoever. Like this would be ideal. This is like so out there that you would make offers on 2 separate houses, and both real estate agents are like, screw my fiduciary duties. I don't need to get them the most money. I'm going to accept that lowball offer. So from a real estate perspective, I would say this is not within the realm of reality. This is just for TV.
Right.
This couldn't happen. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so big that he even tried to lose out on $100 million or $1 million on each house, and then the fact that both offers were accepted. Like one person's like, $1 million less? How about $500,000 less? And the other house was like, how about $550,000 less?
Right. Good memory, yep.
And they come back to him and they're like, hey, they basically accepted your offer. And the guys are like, yeah, close that deal. Instantly, they're like, of course we have the money. We just love bargaining. Badly as well, may I say.
Then we go back to Tracy, and Tracy's all about the hashtag. If this was a drinking game, every time the word hashtag was said, people would be passed out drunk on the floor in 30 seconds.
Joe goes ahead and closes the deal on an LA house, and he buys the Duhini house, which is the one with the big master bedroom that we got to see.
Right.
With the ugly kitchen that his wife didn't like. So he's going to, basically, every time he goes there, his wife is, of course, going to remind him about that big ugly kitchen that she hates. But he got the better deal, and he got that beautiful master bedroom.
Yep.
And that infinity pool.
It must be nice to be able to play with your money like that.
Yes. $5 million. One in Chicago. One $5 million house in LA. Who knows how much their house is in Chicago.
Yeah. And Josh ended up making $123,000 from this deal.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And the headline: Josh Altman sells a house.
Amazing. Hollywood Times.
Hollywood Times. Extra. And then we go back to what's her name? The female.
Tracy.
Name? Tracy and Brad's big adventure in relationship building. And this is their open house for Brad's developed unit. And people are walking in.
So Tracy's like, hashtag sell that bitch.
Hashtag sell that hoe.
And Bradley is like, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just get out of here after a few minutes?
Yeah, right.
And then Erica's like, well, we need a code word. And then Tracy's like, yeah, the code word can be rosé.
Brad's like, well, is it okay if I stick around just a little bit and see how the boys like the house?
I'm just a Southern belle in Los Angeles.
I'm just a southern flower here in the hot streets of L.A.
I'm just a flower blowing in the wind.
And I was just wondering if it would be okay with you if I stuck around just for a spell.
Okay, usually when we're having a deal, when we're having this open house, the seller cannot be around. I know you're the developer. I know you put a lot of work into this, but you can't be around here. You got to make yourself scarce. But I'll tell you what. After the first few people, we'll give you the code word. Make yourself scarce.
Tracy's literally like, no way this guy wants to sit around and watch people sell the house. Like, that's every time we've seen that, it's never worked out. Every time we've seen somebody try to stick around for sitting around for their unit being sold,
yeah,
they're just they're literally like, you know what I mean? It's like an interrogation room for them. It's like they're being interrogated or something. They're like fidgety and everything. They take out the natural essence of it, of just
Yep.
trying to buy a house.
Yep.
They're just sitting there like, huh? What do you mean? Well, how much do you want to pay? They're like scratching themselves like, oh, you know, how
bugs. There's bugs in here.
Yeah, there's bugs in my skin.
So I'm glad they
Ain't
showed
bad
my
idea.
favorite area, which is the poolside cabana. That would be my hangout. If you were to come over to my place in the West Hills, that's that's where you could find me. Just hanging at the poolside cabana, catching some sun.
You need some sun.
I do need some sun.
It's okay. We don't have sun here anymore.
I'm whiter than a snowflake.
No, you're not bad. It's not bad.
I do tan well. My dad tans really well.
Are you Italian?
So
You're Italian, isn't that why?
it's
I'm just
true.
kidding. Race war.
So
Classic.
Tracy admits, or Tracy lets everyone know that the biggest return is here in West Hollywood.
She lets everybody know that within 2 years, the entire neighborhood will be completely gentrified.
Oh no.
And how that economically bodes well for them as homeowners.
So this cocaine broker hears word of all this good news, and he's this guy has a red nose.
I heard you guys are going to sell this house. Well,
He's
I
like,
want you to know that I'm going to buy it.
I'm really interested in this house.
Why do you sing?
I have a
Why are
client.
you singing? Why am I singing? Why am I singing? Why am I singing? Scratching his nose. Why am I singing?
That's a guy that's had one too many Americanos.
I'm singing because I'm a singing real estate agent. I'm a singing real estate agent.
What if I told you I have an offer for wherever the owner is in this moment for $1.4 million?
And you just hear Brad shit himself just. He's like, well, I don't know where the owner is in this house, but I know that if he heard that price, he would just smack you upside your head, city boy. He goes, and I know if he was here in this room with us, hey, owner of this house, if you are in this room with us, speak. Oh, it's me. I would ask for 1.679.
How about 1.59, bitch?
Tracy's like, you need to get out. Hey, how about you go drink rosé? How about you go drink some rosé, buddy? Yeah, that Brad guy was a complete mess. Hashtag leave the room, Brad.
And this was Evan, the developer. Remember this? Because last time he yelled at them. He's like, I will not take less than the best. I will not take less than full asking. You'll come bring me a buyer, and that's what you shall do.
My name is Evan, and I'm not going to take any more than what I didn't ask for. And James goes, well, guess what, Evan? And David goes, yeah, guess what, Evan?
You're not even gonna fucking believe this.
You know, what is it? What? Give me the news, British.
We have an offer for you for Big Valley Vista. It's an all-cash deal. It's a quick close.
Is it a full offer?
Let me tell you how full it is.
How full is it?
It's so full that it's a full offer!
Oh my goodness.
Beat that motherfucker!
Why am I British now? Oh my God.
6995. We got you a full list. But I have to tell you, there is a caveat. A very, very tall, very, very tiny, very teeny, weeny little caveat.
You must make the decision within the next 30 seconds.
That's true.
Hey,
That's
answer this
true.
phone. Answer this phone. Hello?
Hey, it's Regis. You just have one question.
You must accept this offer. This phone will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
Evan's like, oh my god.
But wait, what if someone else offers me the same or more for the house? Yeah, right. You just got offered $7 million for your house, buddy. You take that and you run.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Who wants to be a millionaire?
We'll just need your response by 5 p.m.
I thought
today.
it was smart. I thought it was smart how, why they wanted him to sell the house by 5.
Yeah.
By 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Was because they didn't want him to shop the price.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to sell.
They wanted to put some pressure on his ass.
Yeah. Which is cool how that ended up being, because you know what? They actually got him thinking. He actually started thinking about, what if I don't sell the house and wait for another offer, which was literally the dumbest thing he could have done. Yeah, it would have been stupid. Imagine if because he started entertaining the idea of, what if I keep the house around just to get a bigger price.
They knew that he was shaky and unstable, and he doesn't give answers right away. So it's like, listen, full price, but your ass better let us know by 5 p.m. today.
James and David walk into the Small Vista house, which is under development. Maybe it's not Small Vista, but James and David walk into Evan's unit, which is currently under development. And the men are working, and everyone's working, and shit's being thrown all over the place.
Yeah.
And Evan goes, hey, could you guys give us 5? And everyone's all knocking on stuff and no one can hear him. And he goes, 5. And the workers are looking at him like, seriously? We're in the middle of working, dude. And he goes, just 5 minutes. Puts up 5 minutes in the air, and they're all, hey, cabrón, trabajando, it was 5 minutos, and we're not going to have enough time to finish all this work. And he's all, 5 minutes.
I'm deaf now.
Yeah, right? And the dudes look at each other and they just give each other the big 5 minutes, and they're like, whatever. But
that's good memory. Yeah,
James and Evan walk away with a full offer of $6 million. Evan walks away with his full asking price.
And David and James have a commission of $309,000 to spend it on
all the fish and chips they want, dude.
All the fish and chips there are to eat in Los Angeles, which is one stand that is in their own house that they set up on themselves.
Their own fish and chips.
So on to Tracy, the final sequence in this episode. The caption said, Bradley's newest project. And they're like, well, I see the yards coming together there. They got the dirt.
Oh.
So Erica, who is Tracy's assistant
and secret lesbian lover in my dreams,
and said she totally kicked it off on the social media networks.
Oh, it was just so amazing. Like, once I put it on, like, the social medias, like, everyone, like, social media'd it, and everyone socially media'd between each other, and everyone was social, and there was so much media, and, yeah, it was a great success.
Tracy puts these sexy teacher glasses on, and she says, I'm going to give you a lesson. So here we have a multiple situation with a multiple offer situation with a lot of people who want this, and there's three
offers for the Bradley's unit, and Bradley is, he's a fickle, beautiful southern flower, and he can't handle big information being thrown at him, so he wanted Tracy to draw him a picture so that he's not confused.
He said, I'm a very visual learner. When I learned how to pick flowers and imagine I was just a little daisy blowing in the wind, I had to have someone draw it. I had to hire an artist, and he had to draw me a little daisy. And I was the prettiest little daisy you ever did see.
And Tracy is like, completely fine with obliging. She's like, right away, she goes, hey, I'll draw anything for you. And they roll out this humongous tape of paper just for Tracy to write big numbers on it. 161, 159. And she draws up the 3 offers that they have. Do you know them?
Yeah.
And Tracy draws up the 3 offers that are currently within the reach of Brad, and what are, and we're gonna go to Terrence for the offers.
So the first offer is cash, and the second and third ones are loans and appraisals. Well, cash is cool. Cash is king because, boom, it goes in and it bypasses a lot of stuff. But when you have a appraisal that comes with a loan to make it official, someone comes in there, and Tracy explains that it could come a little bit less than what they're asking.
Yeah, amazing.
Sometimes,
why is that? Can you explain that to me? Because I don't get why the appraisal is such a shaky deal. What is it?
The people giving the loan want to make sure that it has appraised out by an official. They have an accurate amount that the property is worth by someone who's official.
That's weird. That's some commie shit.
So she rolls out this long brown paper that she only could have gotten from Hobby Lobby.
That's right. She whoa. Bradley was like, "Oh, did you get this from Hobby Lobby?" "Oh, okay." She's like, "No, I got it from Michael's. I got it from Michael's. I got it from Bix."
She says, "I know which one you're going to pick." And he's like, "I picked number 1." And she's like, oh my God, you're such a good picker. You're the number 1 daisy picker in all the world.
So everybody gets their phones out and everybody starts calling the money. Everyone calls the bag. You know, my favorite thing that this show offers that isn't offered in our other show that we watch at Below Deck is every time somebody answers the phone, they're talking about money. In Below Deck, every time somebody answers the phone, they're talking to their mom. And I'm just like, it's fine, but I don't feel like crying
Julia
with your
doesn't
daughter
want me
right
anymore.
now. I don't feel like crying with your daughter, Jen. That's why $1 Million Listings, they're like, hello? Talk to me about money, baby. Show me the money.
Everyone get ready for our finale of Below Deck. I know that a lot of people follow us because we reviewed Below Deck. On Tuesday, we will have a podcast. Mo and I will be at Hook and Ladder in Chicago. You guys can meet us. If you guys want to hear 2 podcasters, we're going to be out on the street podcasting.
Most def. It's all good. You guys, like, we're super high tech with all our equipment, so most of our stuff is really tiny. So we can take our stuff on the go. Like, if you guys see us, we'll be podcasting. We're going to have a fold-out table, some fold-out chairs, and we're just going to be podcasting in the middle of the street. You're going to hear cabbies calling us assholes a lot because we're going to be in the middle of the street with our podcast.
Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, everyone. They're going to be like, what are you doing with all that equipment? All you need is 2 cell phones and a fucking...
And then Lawrence is gonna go for the Guinness Book of World Records for how many cabbies can he fight in one night. The world record is 6.
Oh, let's see if I can do 6.5.
Oh, a midget cab driver.
Yes.
But a really tall cab driver, a really tall one, like that cow.
Oh, 6.5. Yeah.
It's all good, dude. Just
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, man. I showed my little brother, just because you talked about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, now we have to talk about Airplane. I showed my youngest brother Airplane.
Yeah.
And he loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Loved
you
that
can't
movie.
not like it. You're not human if you don't like Airplane.
Yeah.
Funniest movie ever.
Fun. He couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I tried to show him Men in Tights.
Yeah.
The Mel Brooks movie.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that shit.
You don't like it? I liked it. Just because I like Dave Chappelle, and I'm mad biased, you know me.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's got, like, the one guy in it that I appreciate.
Yeah.
You know who else is in it? Your favorite, Richard Lewis. Called Everybody Honey.
Richard Lewis. Honey, do you want some honey? Honey, do you want to move that table over here? Honey, never mind. Leave the table there, honey. You think I did a premature honey?
Premature honey. One time I honeyed prematurely.
What will Larry David do next?
He actually dies in the next episode. You know that?
Matter of fact, he was on. He is on Sunday tonight.
Yeah, tonight, 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
You know what happens in the next episode, right?
No.
I got it leaked, bro.
Don't tell me.
No, I'm spoiling it right here, guys.
I don't want to be spoiled.
Here's what happens. The fatwa goes through.
Oh, no.
He doesn't get his fatwa canceled. And
Shit.
he gets assassinated.
Wow.
In the 10th episode. The final episode of the 9th season. And that's it. That is the end of the show. That is end of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It got leaked?
Yeah.
If you're ruining this for me, I'm going to be seriously pissed.
He gets assassinated. And the show is just continued. Like, Funkhauser and Jeff. You know...
You're ruining the whole damn thing. I'd rather be surprised, man.
The next season is Jeff trying to get over the death of his best friend. And he starts actually managing J.B. Smooth's character, Leon Black.
They might end on the 9th season because Seinfeld ended on the 9th season.
I've heard a lot of people are actually thinking that Curb Your Enthusiasm is going to end this season.
It could.
I don't want it to.
And knowing Larry David, he's going to have a spiel where everyone who's a character he can possibly gather up will be at the end, and they'll probably have pitchforks, and they'll be trying to kill him at the end of the episode.
That guy's so weird.
Larry!
Oh, hey, it's Funkhauser!
Larry, why did you do what you did?
You did the other thing. That was good. It's the Funk Man.
It's the Funk Man, Larry. Larry, why you kill my swan? That was my prize swan.
No. Woohoo, woohoo. Do you want a cough drop? Listen here. I'm gonna kill whatever I want. My name is Larry David.
That was a great season. I enjoyed the 9th season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And not only because I was watching it with you every time, dude.
The first 2 episodes were out of this world funny. 3rd was alright. 4th one, And now it's kind of getting to how the other seasons were. But the first 2 episodes of the season just blew me away. It's like comic gold.
Definitely.
I love how everything wraps up. Just like Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Good job, Larry.
It's all new and fresh, and he came through with some great materials and great guest stars. Bryan Cranston, Evan Banks, Elizabeth Banks, sorry. All the great people came through. You know, dude, I don't think Curb Your Enthusiasm can end before they have The Rock as a special guest. Not playing The Rock.
All right, Larry, what can I do for you? You're the L-Man. You made Seinfeld. Well, you know...
And then he puts them through a table. It doesn't matter what you want.
What if the episode is like a SmackDown or WrestleMania where Larry David comes out and he's like, oh, I'm a guest. I guess I'm a guest. And they're like, stunner,
Oh, no.
and Stone Cold comes out, dun dun dun, and Larry's in the middle of the ring looking around like an idiot. He's like, stop the show, and then Stone Cold gets in the ring and he's like,
This is for the fatwa.
let me tell you something. Nobody messes with the fatwa.
Steve Austin is actually a big fan of. Gets Stone Cold stuttered, kills Larry. That's the end of the show.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. But next,
No, bro, you're not gonna have an hour. I'm letting you know. We have like good 45 minutes or 50 minutes.
tomorrow is when we launch our new podcast. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and we'll launch our new podcast.
Mo and Larry in the morning. Yeah, we're still coming up with names. Yeah.
So, that's cool. What do we have here in politics? We have
Lots of things.
the Advent calendar where we have the first guy definitely going to get some jail time out of
Black
this.
Jesus or what? Did I miss something?
Flynn, not Larry Flynn. Michael Flynn is going to be spending some time in prison
Who is
here
it?
because he has ties to Russia, which means he lied under oath to the FBI, which you're not allowed to do. It's frowned upon.
Wow. Like masturbating on a plane?
Like masturbating on a plane.
Can't believe he masturbated on a plane. He's going to jail for that? I'm sorry.
The other thing that we could talk about is Matt Lauer gave a real deep apology when it was released a couple days ago. I think it was on Thursday. And then on Friday, he was like, I want my $30 million.
Oh, yeah.
He said,
Oh, yeah.
He said, I was promised $30 million.
I signed.
And that's not something you do if you're sincerely sorry.
Well, he's not sincerely sorry. He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He wants his $30 million. You know, his apology came in the form of him going on Jimmy Fallon and writing thank you notes. Dear Katie Kirk, thank you for not telling anybody that I was touching your ass for the past 20 years.
Nice.
Dear NBC, thank you for the fact that you're still going to pay me my $30 million.
And they're like, no.
Definitely. You know, somebody told me that once Harvey Weinstein got ousted,
Yeah.
he started working with Israeli intelligence to see who else he can get ousted. Did you hear that? Does that surprise you?
Wherever you read that from, which it sounds like a Vice article.
Yeah, right?
Like Vice News. It sounds like it's sensationalism to sell an article. It sounds like clickbait and
Yellow journalism. It's just, you know, you've seen The Aviator. We've talked about The Aviator before, right? The Howard Hughes movie.
yes.
And in that movie, it shows what kind of business was done. And I didn't do my research on The Aviator. I don't know if a lot of it was true, but I'm referring to the scene where he's talking to his assistant about Alec Baldwin's character.
Yeah.
And he's saying that he wants private eyes to start going after Alec Baldwin and finding some sort of scandal about him.
Damn.
Because that's what a scandal does. It holds your business back.
Yeah, it does.
And it's kind of what's happening right now in the business. Even though there are terrible things happening in the way that people are being treated, all the sexual misconduct that's taking place is unfair. It's terrible. It's inhumane. But at the same time, people are starting to use it for business motives.
Oh, definitely.
Just to move the money. Like, move the person out of the way. If this person gets in the way of the money,
Yeah.
move him out the way of the money by finding something about him. Matt Lauer's about to get $30 million. Move him out the way. Get Regis in there.
What will be the next story? Because I think a lot of people have got to be getting sick of these sex scandals.
I haven't heard any more about what happened with Terry Crews.
What happened with Terry Crews?
I have no clue.
Russell Simmons is the one everyone was talking about. I didn't hear about Terry Crews, but Russell Simmons was accused of full-blown rape. That he had taken a girl up and against her will raped her in a hotel room.
Wow.
And I don't remember any statement from him, but he's got to do some soul searching. I don't know. It does mean a lot. It takes me a couple days to really think, to digest everything all together, but I do think it's a good thing that Charlie Rose apologized, Matt Lauer apologized. Louis C.K. was the fastest. He's like, these allegations are true. I'm sorry. Just release a statement from your publicist. That's what they're for. You're sorry. You did it. Don't beat around the bush. Don't ask for your $30 million the next day. Give it till Monday. On Monday, ask for $30 million. It takes some time to read through contracts too, and I don't think in 12 hours his lawyers were able to read everything on the contract, all the clauses where he was able to escape. Like if he pinches Katie Couric's ass, automatically loses $30 million. So
He should probably get that negotiated in his next contract.
his next contract could only be in a 45-minute back and forth with Howard Stern. That's it. I'm sure Howard Stern could drop some money on that. It'd be cool. I would tune in.
Would fucking flail him.
Howard Stern would ask the questions we all want to know.
You're a rapist, Matt Lauer.
Like the sex toy. What did you want her to do with it? What kind of sex toy was it?
What note did you leave? Well, Howard, I'm glad you asked. I left a very simple note saying about how I wanted to put my entire arm inside her, including the sex toy.
Oh my god. And then put it on full vibrate.
And vibrate her heart full of love.
Whoa.
Is that such a bad thing, Howard? Yes, that's a bad thing, Matt Lauer. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind, Matt Lauer? Are you out of your mind?
Matt, let me ask you some more questions here. Did you have sex with Katie? Did you see her tits? Did she have some baloney tits?
I'm just trying to think of
Bro,
something.
I bet you Katie Couric's got some fucking hardcore baloney titties.
Now about the sex toy, can you tell us what did you think? What did you tell Katie to do with that sex toy?
I told her to go fuck yourself. Just like I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what, Howard Stern? Go fuck yourself.
Oh, don't do that. I'm your friend, Matt. I'm your friend.
If you're so much my friend, why? Well, you know what? Here, I brought you a present. It's my dick in a box. And it tests your faith in the entertainment industry, but I doubt that's gonna make people stop watching television. Nothing will make people stop watching television. Not the ridiculous bills, not the ridiculous price rate which they have to pay for television, not the constant scandals. I mean, if scandals didn't get people to give up on politicians, you think they're going to get them to give up on their morning talk show hosts?
So my prediction here on politics is I think Robert Mueller is going to find some more dirt. He's going to find some more information. They probably tried to sweep everything under the rug, but in today's day and age, there's a digital trail. You delete something, it's not gone forever. They're going to find emails. They're going to find communications back and forth with Russia.
They know.
And what is Donald Trump going to say? He's going to deny it to the end.
Oh yeah, that's what he's the best at. Is like standing on a podium and saying and being annoying and like
lie, deny.
lie.
That's Kate. Die to you, lie, deny.
Definitely a hardcore week in entertainment.
and politics, but at least $1 Million Listings was a great time. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
Everybody sold a house. Tracy sold a house. Is that her name?
Yes.
Tracy sold her house. Josh sold his house before 5 p.m. And David and James sold their house before 5 p.m.
Right.
2 houses over $5 million, 1 just a hair under $6 million, and then 1 developmental apartment sold for $1.6 million. Successful day for everybody on our team of $1 Million listees. They might be competitors against each other, but they're on our team for our entertainment.
Yeah. They're doing Douglas Elliman proud. Good business. Which is also the company that they do on $1 Million Listing New York, Douglas Elliman. So that's pretty cool that they are all tied together. CNN is boycotted from the White House Christmas event. You must have seen it. It was trending all day yesterday.
Oh my goodness, dude. That's so fucked up. Like, you're not supposed to censor journalism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, journalism has been yellow.
No.
Forever.
CNN decided to boycott it. They made the decision.
Nice.
Trump didn't boycott. You look tired as fuck.
They weren't invited anyways. It's like, oh, well, it's nice to see that they're boycotting the event since they didn't make the guest list anyways. That's all right. You would have had fun watching the Christmas dinner from the White House lawn, boys.
Do I have to pardon to Santa Claus? Is this how this works?
It'll be the first time America's ever pardoned a Jew, and let me tell you, I'm not going to start it. Yeah, Santa Claus is Jewish.
We really love the support and love our fans give us. If you have a minute, check us out on iTunes and leave a review. And if you don't want to do that, maybe next time you're talking to your friends about a similar subject, you could mention that you had fun tuning into the Loungtastic podcast, and we could get a fun interactive community going on. Spreading the word really helps us grow, and it means the world to us. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. At Instagram, we're at Loungtastic. On Twitter, we're at Loungtastic.